It's the Britt Rochelle Show. Do, do, do. You know what's up, Katrina?
What's up, Britt?
Women have come a really long way. And men have been extremely just... The men have lately been just so supportive of the feminist cause. So I think we need to thank them by getting back in the kitchen and making them a sandwich.
That's right, Britt. And today we're doing BLTs.
Dang Skippy. How do I make a BLT, Katrina?
Well, I've got the basics here. I've got bread, lettuce, I've got the bacon, tomatoes, and mayo.
And if you want to dress it up a bit, make it a little fancy, we got various cheeses here. Some garlic and black pepper to dress up the bacon, olives, and pickles. Well, let's apron up and get started.
Normally you would use your standard white American bread, but we decided to dress things up, and we got tomato basil bread. It's got little perforations on it here because it was made with 2 rolls of bread dough in the pan. So I'm going to tear it apart and throw it in a toaster to toast it.
Very innovative. Very, very good feminist of you. All right.
Another thing I am going to be doing later on is cutting the tomatoes while Britt is preparing our bacon.
Yeah, that's the best part. Give me the bacon.
Like I said, it's got perforation down the middle, so I can just tear it apart and throw it gently into the toaster. Press it and wait.
Rinse and repeat until you run out of bread.
Or you have enough for your sandwiches. So while we have the toast in the toaster toasting away, I'm going to prepare our tomatoes. Today I'm using Roma tomatoes instead of your standard beefsteak tomatoes. These ones are less juicy. That way you're not going to get that pesky little tomato juice on your man's white shirt from coming home from a white collar job that he uses to support you. First I am going to do is cut the tops off and set them off to the side, and then cut even slices of tomato because we all want to be equals. While I'm using this basic chef's knife, I do make it a point to make sure my knuckle of my index finger is up against the flat side of the blade here as I hold on to the fruit. When I slice into it, I do so in a downward dragging motion towards myself. That way I have control over the blade. Slowly sliding my fingers back allows me to control the size of each slice. And if I do it just at the right speed, they are all going to be uniform size. Pretty much equal. As I get down to the last bit, I will pinch it between my thumb and index finger and slide the blade between the two, creating 2 pieces.
Now's the time for the main event of the BLT. The bacon. I don't think this is big enough. Us as women have moved past the need for small implements such as these. Gotta bring out the big boy! This is a woman's meal. And how we're gonna cook it today, we're gonna put our skillet pan here on a medium to high heat. Lay the bacon out in strips. Let it cook in its own fat. Just gonna lay them out like so. Okay. Just gonna lay these out in even spacings. To jazz this bacon up a bit, we're gonna use some garlic, some black pepper, and sprinkle it right on it. Don't worry too much about being neat and tidy about this. If it gets off to the side, that'll just season the other side of the bacon. You can be as generous or as light as you want. There we go. Alright. I'm going to let that go until it starts seeing sizzles and bubbles, and then we'll flip it. Once you hear those nice sizzles and have a nice plume of smoke going, you may want to lower your heat down to a lower medium setting and turn on your fan because you don't want your kitchen to get all smoked out. When it comes to cooking your bacon, it really is a matter of personal taste. Some people like it softer, a bit chewier. Others, maybe hard and crispy. I like mine a bit in the middle of that, so it really just cook it however you and your guests like it. It's important as a woman that we lean in, but when checking your bacon, don't lean in too close so you avoid getting bacon grease spat up in your face. That hurts. And speaking of grease, if you don't want greasy, drippy bacon on your sandwich, just lay out a plate with some paper towels on it. It'll soak it right up. For that halfway bacon I was talking about, you really want this nice, deep red color. Now, if you like it super chewy, you can just kind of cook this for about a minute or two and leave it like that. I'm probably going to let it cook a little longer, especially with these outer edge ones. There is someone else in the kitchen who'd like their bacon a little crispier, so we're just going to leave it in the pan longer.
So the next thing we gotta do, now that we have our bacon cooked and our toast toasted and everything prepped, we need to assemble our sandwiches.
Yes!
Britt is going to mayo the toast.
Sweet!
And I'm going to assemble the sandwiches the basic way. And then Britt will come by and tacker them up.
I'll make them all special and pretty, just like every single one of you women out there.
In the meantime, I am going to start by opening some of these jars.
Nice. Ooh, let me help. I can get the pickles. Thank you. We don't need a man for this.
Right.
We got this. So I just shake out the wrists a bit.
Yup.
Have you tried the knife trick?
Not yet.
Alright.
I think you're doing it wrong. Tapping it seems to be air into the lid gasket thing.
Easy peasy.
Yup.
Just like women spread themselves too thin in the workplace, I'm going to spread this mayo on nice and thin. Then you can go thicker if you'd like. Put a little extra elbow grease into it.
But that bacon is nice and juicy, so we don't need that much fat on our sandwiches. So I'm going to cover one side with lettuce. That way, I have something healthy on my sandwich. Next, I'm going to put 2 of the most equally thick slices of tomato on my sandwich. Followed up by the crispiest of bacon. I am going to snap it in half and put that on the mayo side of the other slice. And 2 slices of bacon to make it feel fulfilling. Then we're going to close the sandwich, give it a nice little pat.
For a little extra flavor, extra dressy. And I do mine slightly different. I do lettuce, as shown, but then that's when I do my bacon. So it's nice on a bed of lettuce. 1 or 2 slices will do. I usually do 2, just like Miss Katrina here. We'll throw on our tomatoes. Okay. Next we're going to lay on our cheese of choice. I've got a couple different kinds here. Gouda, Swiss, pepper jack. I'm going to go with mozzarella and provolone because I just like those two together and they sound delicious on a BLT. Whatever cheese you choose sounds Gouda to me. So we'll lay on our pickles. I like a bit of symmetry because, like everything else in my life, I want things to be equal. Since we've got our pickles on there, we'll squish our sandwich together like so. Get our toothpick, but to dress it up, I'm going to put an olive on there. Just carefully shove it right there, and then squish. We've got a lovely dressed up BLT. All right, we've worked hard and persevered and made a damn good sandwich.
Yes.
Cheers. I love that sandwich. Actually, the cheese and the pickle work really well together. You want to put the cheese on while the bacon's warm so it gets all melty. But I don't know about you. I think anyone supporting any movement would say the sandwich is a winner.
And there's nothing wrong with a good old American classic.
True that. If you try this at home, let us know how you think, how you doctored it up, how you changed your recipe a bit. And we are both on multiple social medias. Just hit us up and we'll direct you there.
Until then,
stay peachy.
These are really good.
Heck yeah, they are.
Can I get one?
No.
Get your own.